If fantasy and romance are what you seek, featuring heroines who aren't quite so meek, with book talk and Instagram full of deceit, simply listen to our podcast, Our Picks of the Week. I am talking about a fanfic.
I forgot that you mentioned a fanfic earlier.
I'm not even mad about it.
Hermione?
Yes. I don't bother with anything else because there's actual published authors in this little community. Everything I've read has been good. If it's not good, I don't read it. Because so for our readers, I have forayed into this world quite a bit. If you open up a fanfic and you're like, I wonder if this is good. If at the very beginning it has been translated into other languages, it's probably amazing. And this one has been translated into 37 different languages.
What the fuck?
Same with Manacled. You can get different translation versions. There'll be multiple in Spanish, multiple in Chinese.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. These are... Yeah. So this is Measure of a Man by Inadaze22. We'll put the link in. I cannot encapsulate. I have probably read this book. I'm going to call it a book too, because it's 7 times maybe.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's also SCP fanfic readings on Spotify has turned it into an audiofic or a podfic, so you can listen to it too. Bruh, it is the ultimate slow burn. It's the ultimate character treatise. It's the transition. It follows the whole family because it kind of, I've never read the Follow the House of Usher, but the Netflix show where it's each character and having to go through their arc or whatever. It's kind of similar to that. Because the premise is that Hermione, after the war, became a healer, and they're kind of focusing in this new age. Everyone's older. This is very adult themed. Mm-hmm. Everyone's older, and they're kind of trying to focus on mental health. And so she has become a mind healer, basically, and she takes on long-term patients, mostly terminal patients, to help them through, whatever horrible thing that they're suffering through, PTSD, etc., addiction. And so she is being asked to help Narcissa Malfoy, who has dementia, but a magical version of dementia. And so she's slowly kind of succumbing to this disease. And so she comes into the house, and immediately Draco Malfoy is working on this anti-terrorism task force. And he's doing it for free because his family's been targeted after the war because they were turncoats. And so people have tried to kidnap his son. They've targeted his mother.
Wait, Draco has a kid?
Yeah, that's a canon thing. He has a son, Scorpius. And so it
I love that name.
I know. Because they have the whole, constellation theme or whatever. And so it gets left out of some fics, but this one it doesn't. I honestly. Yeah. They've tried to target his son, tried to target his mom, and he's coming to the understanding that if my mom has dementia and she leaves him somewhere, because this happens, someone could kidnap him. And he got left at a tailor for 3 hours because she went back home, and he's like, where the fuck is my son? And she's like, you don't have a son. Whole episode of dementia. And so Hermione gets brought on to be the healer, except Draco is running himself into the ground. And according to pure blood society, the wife has to take care of the children, and the father only takes care of his sons once they hit a certain age and need to be shown how to be a man or whatever. And so his son is so young that his mother has taken on all of his teaching and his day-to-day schedule or whatever. And she is you have to be strong enough to get put up with all of these terrorists trying to attack you and these Death Eaters and society saying that, we're turncloaks and are judging us. And so she's outrageously strict with his schedule. And he's a little bit on the spectrum, but he's nonverbal. And so he doesn't talk at all. And there's this moment where Hermione is watching him, and she talks kind of gently to him, and he's looking off the window, just very solemn for a 4 or 5-year-old. And she's like, are you okay? And he starts crying.
Oh,
I know. And she tries to give him a hug, and he steps away because, he's not really used to affection. And so that sets the basis for this book, where it's just
that was very dark.
Yeah, it's where you are walking into this situation where you have these fraught, relationships and all of this trauma, and then moving them into how does this work in the future. And you get Hermione and Draco are very much at odds at first. He's you come into my house, you say that I have a fucked up relationship with my son, you say that my mom is dying, and you want to help me, but you're so judgmental and I need to change everything about my life. But I have all all of this like job problem. I have people trying to kill me all the time. Like, I don't have fucking time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so like Hermione obviously gets like defensive about it. So it's these like interplays of relationships. And oh my gosh, it's so long, but she does it so well. Like, you get the intricacies, you like understand them as people, and then you see how they grow. Oh man, masterclass in like character arcs. Ugh.
I'm still kind of obsessed when you said turn cloaks, not turn coats. And I don't know if that was intentional.
Is it not turn cloaks? Oh my God. Okay, well, I learned something today.
But like, turn cloak is so apt for Harry Potter.
It really is. Wow.
And okay, so I was
God.
wondering if you like, oh, that's just part of like the language in this book.
Nope, I have apparently been indoctrinated. I'm like a sleeper agent. That's terrifying. Oh my God. But yeah, you can read it in regular format. You can listen to it. The chick SCP fanfic readings, she's amazing. She does it all like for free. She has a bunch of different fanfic, full audiobooks. But it's just so good. Like, she lives in this like beautiful cottage house thing and has a bunch of land, and you can tell that she's kind of like struggling in her own way, but with the veneer of like staying busy and always helping other people and never taking time for herself. And it's cool too, because as the book moves, you see her start to take on more and more to help other people, and then she has like an event where she kind of has like a psychotic break a little bit. Yeah. So it deals with so much like mental health stuff and like relationships and like parents and children and generational trauma. Like, oh man.
See, Hermione is kind of a divisive character for me because, you know, growing up, I really liked her as like when I was a kid reading Harry Potter. But I feel like in some of the fan fiction and in the movies, she's kind of like portrayed as a nag.
Yeah.
And it's off-putting. And I know that's kind of like a deliberate attempt to portray her that way, which is not accurate. And so it sounds like she's not that way in this fanfic.
No, I feel like in this, she's very much like, it's a little bit overdone, I will say, but it's like the modern woman. Like, she's focusing on herself. She like takes herself out on dates. Like, she has everything that she needs. She has like good, you know, friendships, and she focuses on her work and she takes it seriously. Like, very much like the quintessential modern woman, independent feminist movement.
In this world, is she or was she married to Ron?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
I think they just like, oh, they broke up. Anyways,
okay,
the plot. Yeah. Because she's very much living on her own. And then you get to see like her relationship with Draco. Like,
I'm excited to read this one because this sounds like the Hermione I want to read. So, because Manacled is on my TBR, but it's like,
you have to do it soon, readers and Jordan. It's going to be taken down because it's going to be published as a like full book. So you're not going to be able to find it unless you like, you know, underground.
So
do it. Just do it. Do it. This is peer pressure.
I've read so many reviews and like detailed synopsis of Manacled. I'm like, I feel like I know the story, but I'm like, I just can't pull the trigger yet.
Girl, do it.
I know.
It's emotionally taxing, I will say. Because have you read A Handmaid's Tale?
No.
That's emotionally taxing. This is worse. It's more so.
Oh.
Yeah. So Measure of a Man is a good, if you like this, you'll like Manacled, because they're very much like well-written, full novels. And there's still like a subplot of like a terrorist attack and somebody's targeting Hermione, etc. So there's like action with the emotional development. But man, Measure of a Man, this is like God tier, you know, incredible.
So a note for our readers who, like me, don't know a lot about Archive of Our Own or the fan fiction world is that you can download these books and send them to your Kindle if you're a Kindle reader and you prefer to read that way, because it's kind of hard to read like on your phone.
Yeah.
It is life-changing to be able to send it to like an actual like readable format. So we'll put some links in our show notes on like how to do that if you're wondering.
I also think too, if you do that, it doesn't matter if it gets taken off Archive of Our Own. Yeah. So if you want to read Manacled, just maybe like save it for later.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Measure of a Man, Inadaze22. There's no way she's not a published author of some kind of like adult romantic something suspense. Oh man. I can't talk about this book enough. I've read it like 6 or 7 times.
That's a great, all right.
Yeah.
That is moving up on my list. So from Katie's shelf to yours.
We'll see you on the next page. Hi, readers. If you'd like to help us pick our next book, send us a message on Instagram.
Or if you'd like to just listen, we post new episodes every Monday and Wednesday on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. Thanks for listening.
Bussin'.